What's going on, guys? This is Dave from PNP, and I'm here to talk to you about Underdog Fantasy. I just want to remind you that's the easiest place to play. There ain't too many places where you can win 20 times your money in the same night, utilizing higher lowers in the pick'em game. And now they have pick'em insurance, where while you won't win the same amount of money that you did before, you can miss one and still bring home some money. So if you do it 3 times, you could potentially still get your money back if you end up missing one. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up today and use the code PNP when you do. And the $100 deposit match still stands. Underdog Fantasy.
Panther Nation Podcast. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, cut it. Cut right. And I would like to introduce one of the hottest podcasts in Carolina history. Let's go. Yeah. Talk, let's check. We got time to chop it up. Talking analytics and fantasy draft. You know what's up. Panther Nation representing, cause this is where we talk that. Talk that's so incredible. Make them rewind that talk back. Pause. Talking Panthers football, we discussing it all. On and off the field, you know exactly who to call. You know we the #1 podcast. Competition is non-existent, you need to stop that. Pause. It's an honor to be a Panther fan, pause. At Bank of America, that is where we ball. Coming to the jungle, then you gonna feel the pause. Winning the trophy for the city, it is the cause. Black, white, and blue, we going Carolina strong. And this is the conversation where everyone belongs. Discussing all the numbers and topics, you know we got it. We the hottest podcast and we poppin', let's go.
What's going on, guys? This is Dave, one half of PNP. We're going to go over waiver wire options for week 17. This will be the final waiver wire episode. I'm not doing one for week 18, guys. And if you need one for week 18, I'm sorry for you. Tell your commissioner to not do seasons in week 8. Tell your commissioner that the season ends in week 17 in fantasy football. And you should fix that sin. It is a sin. You should fix it. All right? I'm not doing a waiver wire for week 18. I'll take questions. Or if you got questions during the fantasy show on Sunday, that's fine. I'll give you general strategies when it comes to dealing with week 18 today. But all I'm going to do is tell you this. The big concern that you would have is the teams that are in the playoffs that don't have no reason to play on week 18. Other than that, you should be good to go. The Eagles would have been your biggest concern, and it still could be. But other than that, I don't think there's no other reason. But you never know, they might have a reason to play. All right, so the first things first, I'll answer a couple questions real quick. And I want to remind you guys, this is the fantasy show, so I'm only going to be focused on fantasy football. I'm not talking about the game on Sunday. We're going to do a preview show. I don't know what time yet. I think the plan is to do it tomorrow. We're trying to get that ironed out. So I'm not going to talk about the fantasy. I'm not going to talk about the game on Sunday. I'm only focusing on fantasy this week. So championship week can only start 2. Ramondre, AJ Dillon, and Robinson. You got to start Stevenson, man. So that's 1. Dillon and Robinson is hard. They play Minnesota this week. We're gonna give me. I'll say Dillon for now. Ask me again on Sunday. I'll say Dillon for now. All right, so I'm gonna go over my leagues real quick. I was in 7 leagues. We'll start with the ESPN ones, and I'll try to go through it quick. Because I want to show you what Fantasy Heartbreak looks like. All right, so first one, this is my high stake league. I'm assuming you guys can see this on the screen. This is my high stake league. Squad was pretty good. I had Hurts. He's on IR. He's questionable right now. Don't think he's gonna play. Pretty good team overall. I drafted Christian McCaffrey, and I also drafted Javonte Williams in this league as well. Unfortunately, Javonte Williams got hurt, but I was able to recover. I ended up going 8-6 in this league, which was good enough for third place. But when you look at the standings in the bracket, where's the bracket? I made it to the finals here. I annihilated my guy. He had the losing record in the finals in the first round, but he was hot. He was one of the hottest teams coming in, and I annihilated the guy in second. And now I'm playing the top dog. I think I projected to lose by like a point, so it'll be a close one. The last time I played him week 7. I lost by like 50, but at that point I was still trying to get my team back together. So different type of game right now, but should be interesting. Right now, I'm projected to lose by 2 points, but I'm grabbing some waiver wire pickups, so we'll get into waiver wires. Second one, this was the P&P league that we've been done for years. I didn't make the playoffs in this one, and it looks like I won't have a quarterback, so I got to go pick up a quarterback here, and I'll work through that. Get a respectable lineup in here. I ended up losing to Marcus. But no, I didn't make the playoffs in this one. I made the playoffs in 6 out of the 7 of my leagues. I didn't pull up the NFL one. But I'll give you a quick update on that. I got eliminated in the NFL one I had. That one does go through week 18. And it was not a money league, so I'm not losing any sleep over that one. And I have a second P&P league. This is the one that was live at the bank. So I made the finals for this one as well. I'm trying to make some adjustments. I don't trust Geno Smith next week against the Jets. I understand it's a revenge game, but I just don't trust him this week against the Jets. But I did make the finals in this one. Shout out to my boy Tony. T-Time on Twitter. He ended up losing in the after his bye. So it's gonna be a 2 versus a 5. I got a shot to win this one. I think I projected to win, but I'm gonna change up the quarterback situation here. I'm gonna work on that in the waiver wire. Should be an interesting matchup to say the least. With Waddle with Tua out is gonna make that interesting. But I have Hill, so we'll see how that goes. But overall, interesting matchup to say the least for the finals for this one. Got a shot to win it. All right. I skipped one on purpose because I want to do that one last. Let me flip to my Yahoo League. I have one Yahoo League. I'm gonna flip to that one real quick. Nope. Let's see. Present. Share screen. Chrome tab. All right. This is another P&P league. This was the auction league. I really wanted to do an auction league this year, and that's what we did. We did an auction league. And I made it to the finals on this one as well. So we'll see what happens with this. It's going to be the 5 seed versus the 6 seed in the finals. So hopefully I can pull this one out. Should be interesting. So for those who don't know what an auction league is, basically you draft a player and then you have to bid on the player in the draft. And the highest bidder wins. So basically, even though you draft a player, it is not a guarantee you get the player. You have to outbid everybody else. But you have a budget. So you have to be smart about who you pay for. Some of the guys I paid for didn't work out. Next year when we do this, I'm probably going to set it up so you have a fab budget, which is a free agency budget. So then you have to bid on players that you pick up as well. We did a typical waiver period for this. But for a lot of folks, this was their first time doing an auction. So this was a fun one. So that's that one. So I'm in the finals for this one as well. So I got one more league. I got 2 more leagues to show you. Let me see if I got any questions. I would not roll with Sam Darnold in the finals. Yeah, we'll talk about flex spots when I go over this, but Dobbins, Debo, Fournette, or Foreman. You know what? Go for the juggler, man. Let's do Foreman. Why not? But if I had an order, I would go, Foreman. I still would probably lean towards Foreman here. Panthers or Rams defense. Chiefs defense versus Denver. They don't have a head coach. What do you think about starting Chuba and Foreman? I'm cool with Foreman in the flex. I cannot convince myself to start Chuba. Both of them are tough to start. You got to be desperate. Like you can't bank on running for 300 yards every week. That's not something that you can bank on. Because there could be a game like the Pittsburgh game too. So you guys got to keep that in mind. Are you guys willing to take a Pittsburgh game? All right, sleeper. Sleeper, I was afraid I was going to lose this one, man. I made it to the finals here too. They haven't set the matchup up. They haven't set the matchup yet. Week 17, but I'll show you the bracket. So the brackets, it rolls like this. I had a bye. I won my second round. I'm going to play this guy here, and I believe he was the 2 seed. Yes, he was the 2 seed. So it's going to get interesting. So this is going to be a 1 versus 2 type of situation. This league is a keeper league. It's unique. You have to start 5 wide receivers in this league. Let me show you my team real quick. Yeah, because I'm starting Trevor Lawrence this week. I'm not starting Geno. You got to start 5 wide. You got to start 5 wide. You got 2 wide receiver slots, and then you got 3 tight end wide receiver flexes. So you got to start 5 receivers in essence. Okay, 5 wide receivers, 2 running backs. You get a quarter point per carry, and you get like a quarter point per completion too. So those type of things you got to keep in mind. You also get, and you get the typical touchdowns, and you get big plays. You get points, bonus points for big plays in this league. All right, and you get to keep 5 people. You give up the draft pick. If the player wasn't drafted, then you give up the bottom round. So to put it in perspective, I initially drafted Justin Jefferson in the 9th round. I drafted Terry McLaurin, I believe, in the 13th, if I remember correctly. I can look at the history. Yes, I drafted him. Oh, no, I didn't draft him. I picked him up. Look at that. Thought I drafted him. Guess I picked him up. Yeah, I picked him up. I added him. And then 14, 13, 12. Or maybe I drafted him. I picked him up. I drafted him and I picked him up again. But either way, I did draft him in the 9th. And Travis Kelce, I took him in the 2nd. But I've been spending first-round picks on him. I'm starting to spend a first-round pick on him. So, and I'm fine with that. But yeah. And Barkley, somebody dropped him. And I kept him. Yeah. And I kept him that year. And I'm going to keep him until it makes no sense not to. Trevor Lawrence, I believe, was not drafted. Yeah, he was not drafted. So he's going to cost me, if I decide to keep him, he's going to cost me a 14th round pick. Same goes for Foreman. If I decide to keep him, he's going to cost me. He's not going to cost. Oh, he was drafted in the 9th round. Still probably be worth it to keep him, depending on what I want to do with that. So I only can keep 5 players, though, so we'll see. Osborne, I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Oh, somebody drafted him in the 12th round. All right, got to debate that one too. Hunt, I took him in the 8th. And then let's see who's the other guy. Geno, I took him, picked him up on waivers. So we'll see how that goes. But I got a shot to win this one as well. So I've made a few finals. But let me tell you what Fantasy Heartbreaks looks like, guys. Because let me tell you guys something, bro. What happened to me in this league, I've never seen anything like it. So let's go ahead and tell you a story. Story time. Okay. All right. I lost this one. I'm going to be fighting for 3rd place. But I want to paint the picture for you. The first thing I want to show you will show you the matchup, okay? First thing I want to say is that I had an opportunity to pick up Gardner Minshew. I I should have probably, in hindsight, probably should have just went for the block. And I thought about going for the block. But I said, nah, I should be okay. Shouldn't have nothing to worry about. And then I made the decision to play Broncos defense over the Patriots defense because the Broncos defense was going up against the Rams. Didn't realize that the Broncos was going to quit on their coach on Christmas Day. So I ended up getting -6 from the Broncos defense, which was the lowest output they've had all year. And I made the decision to roll with DeAndre Swift because I felt like with Singletary mixing it up, I wasn't sure what it was going to look like between him, Swift, and Singletary, so I went with Swift. And Swift seemed like he was starting to get more to work again. And he ended up getting his lowest output of the season as well. So I came into Monday night. I came into the Sunday night game between Tampa Bay and Arizona down by a point. But Chris Godwin got me 10 points, so then I ended up going into the Monday night game up by 9. So at this point, I had Justin Herbert. He had Austin Eckler. I just needed Justin Herbert to get 9 more points than Austin Eckler, and I would win. That's all I needed. 8.5 points, something like that. 9 more points, and I would win. That's all I needed. Now, here's the caveat about quarterbacks in this league. This is why I feel comfortable. You get 2 points for every 25 yards you throw. Okay? The catch is you lose a point per sack and you lose 2 points per turnover. All right? Now, so that last second touchdown by Austin Eckler cost me the match. I lost by 1.6 points. Certifiable fantasy heartbreak. Can't make it up. All right? Can't not make it up. And guess what? That was Justin Herbert's lowest output too for the season. Matter of fact, here's the numbers. 10.9. Lowest output for the year for Justin Herbert. Lowest output. You can't make it up. I had 3 players on my roster that had the lowest output of the season. All right? And to make matters worse, so he had Minshew, who had 37.9. Justin Herbert didn't hit 37 points all season. So that just even made it even worse. So, sometimes it requires a little bit of luck. Sometimes luck just not in your favor, man. And those are the breaks. I made some mistakes because all I had, if I would have just made a swap, if I could have put anybody else in flex other than Swift, other than Madison for obvious reasons, right? I could have put anybody else in flex and I would have won. I could have put Moss in flex, I would have won. I could have put Slayton in flex, I would have won. But in the grand scheme of things, I only needed 13 points from the guy. And even at 13 points, I believe that would have been his lowest output. And I still would have won. So, I've licked my wounds here. But it is what it is. Yeah, 13 points. 13.5 points would have still been his lowest output, and I still would have won. But, it happens. He got sacked 4 times. That was pretty much the difference, I believe. Let me see if I can pull it up. If I can look at the number, the actual statistics, the score and breakdown. Yeah, so... Yep, so he fumbled. That was a -2. And then he got sacked 4 times. That was another -4. And he threw a pick. And that's another -2. So that was -8 points. I lost 8 points between sacks and fumbles and a pick. All right, so yeah, brutal. Very brutal. It doesn't get more brutal than that, ladies and gentlemen. I played 3 guys who had their lowest output of the season. I'm gonna be honest, man. I probably would do Swift again. But because I'm gonna have to have that decision again. And truth be told, during the season, I haven't been playing neither. I've been primarily playing Olave. I've been playing 3 wide receivers in this league, but Olave was hurt. So I had to go with one of them. And part of the reason why I was keep rolling with Olave was because Olave had a more consistent floor. Singletary and Swift tend to be wishy-washy, but I drafted Swift in the second round. So I kind of leaned towards Swift when he was back because, but, it is what it is. But I felt like if he gets 10 touches, that would have been more than 13 touches would have been more than enough for what I needed. But, even 5 points would have been enough. And then when you look at Singletary's output, in hindsight, maybe I should have just rolled with Singletary off the principle. Because even his floor, what is his work? Yeah, but his worst game was 3.1. That's probably why I went with it. Because I said I can't afford to get a floor. I can't afford risk getting a floor like this. That's probably why I went with Swift. And then lo and behold, he got me 3 points. So that's the type of luck I have. But it is what it is now. I got a third place matchup, which is tough because the third place matchup, I think projections had me and the guy I got to face for the third place matchup going to the finals. So now I got to play him in the third place. And I'm pretty confident I would have beaten the other guy in the finals. But it is what it is because my team is, I'm pretty sure me and my boy Donovan, who's playing for the third place matchup, we're probably going to have the highest projected points for the week. See? Both of us is outscoring the guys in the finals. So, it is what it is, though. I'm projected to win, but in this league, that doesn't mean anything. I think I was projected to win in like 10 out of my 14 matches, and I'm 8-7. So, 9-7. So go figure. But I got a shot for third place, so we'll see. Third place, at least I get my money back. But two of my other money leagues, they're high. One of them's high stakes, so second. Even if I get second place in all of them, I'm gonna profit, so I'm good. Can't complain. But right now, I'm probably gonna roll with Swift again. But I'll probably change the Singletary by the end of the week. But we'll see. But truth be told, Cook kind of killed me too. A couple folks underperformed, man. I mean, if you want to keep it a buck, a couple of my guys underperformed. Cook too. Cook ain't innocent either. But he got me through last week, so I can't be too angry at him. But Cook has been an underperformer too. But as much as he's underperformed, he's the 8th best running back in fantasy. Go figure. So, what can you do? A lot of my guys are wishy-washy. And then I know some folks, one guy was like, well, Lamb probably had his highest day. Actually, he didn't. This was his highest day. Same goes for Singletary. So, it is what it is. Can't win them all. Sometimes luck's got to swing your way. But, all right. Ask me again on Sunday, bro. I'm still licking my wounds after what just happened to me. But I promise you, whoever I pick, that means the other guy's gonna go ham. Because that's been my conjuring with Swift and Singletary all season. If I play Swift, Singletary's going off on my bench. If I would have played Swift on Sunday, I guarantee you, Swift would have went off on Carolina and Singletary wouldn't have done anything. Because that's pretty much how it's been for me all year. I don't know if I'll play Teddy. There's gotta be better options in the waiver. And speaking of the waiver, let's talk about the waiver. Because we haven't had the discussion about the waiver yet. Let's talk about the waiver. Let's go into a league where, all right, we can roll with this league for now. Quarterback. Purdy, White. And I would take my chance with Russell Wilson if he plays against Kansas City. Truth be told. I know after what just happened, you probably wouldn't want to do it, but And Baker, if you're froggy. So you got options. But I mean, out of all these guys, my best chance would be Purdy. Gardner Minshew's still available in a lot of leagues too, folks. So if I was you, I would go out to Gardner Minshew. You already took a chance with if some folks you saw what he did against Dallas, so why not? Some people are saying they might want to tread lightly with Gardner. You could, but Aaron Rodgers might be available. He's gotta probably have a big day against Minnesota, so that's another viable option if you feel froggy about that one. As for the running back position, Zach Moss if he's available. But other than there ain't really too many options there, buddy. You ain't gonna really get too many. There ain't too many folks that you want to risk coming into the finals unless you got a major injury. But in that case, you just need to roll with the handcuff, whoever that may be. Wide receiver, there's been a lot of Marquise Brown and Alan Lazar's available. Brandon Cooks if you're froggy. But at this point in the game, you're gonna see folks drop players, but there ain't too many options that you can have. But yeah, I think I would rather play I would rather play Teddy over Sam, only because Teddy's gonna have to throw the ball for the Dolphins. Sam probably won't, unless he absolutely has to. Yeah, you start Josh Jacobs every week. If Lamar Jackson plays, Lamar, against the Steelers, no, Fields. Play with Fields. Don't let last week deter you. Play Fields. Oh, Hector, let me find your wide receiver question, cause I missed it. Oh, Zay, DJ, or Hollywood? Um, God. I'm gonna play Sutton for sure because of the matchup against Kansas City. Give me Zay and Sutton. I'll take my chance with those two. It's hard for me to trust DJ Moore this week against Tampa. Yeah, I'm not playing. I'm not playing Lamar Jackson's first game back against the Pittsburgh Steelers, even though it is prime time and he tends to play well during that time frame. But nah, give me Justin Fields, man. Give me Justin Fields there. At this point, Ingram. Although, yeah, I mean Andrews is probably your safer bet. I mean, you can't expect Ingram to keep going as crazy as he has been. Which Smith do you have? You talking about Devonta Smith? Then yeah. I mean, I don't think I would swap Zay for Devonta then, because in your situation you gotta go with the matchups. It's not that I don't trust DJ. I don't trust that we're gonna throw the ball enough for DJ to get what he needs to get. Like that's the dilemma when it comes to a wide receiver in Carolina. Like you're talking about, excuse me guys. You're talking about a quarterback that's only gonna get to throw the ball 20 times. So if he's only gonna get to throw the ball 20 times, that means there's only going to be 20 chances that the wide receiver is going to get to catch the ball. And there's more people than DJ Moore that can catch the ball. You know the tight ends are probably going to get 3 or 4 of them. You know the running backs probably get like 3 or 4, give and take. So now you're down to 12. You got Terrence Marshall. You got Chenault, potentially. And then you got DJ Moore. Share it between the other 12. I mean, we could pull up a box score and look at it. Let's look at a box score real quick. Scores. Let's look at a box score real quick. Panthers. Let's look at the Panthers one. Let's look at the Panthers. All right, let's look at the Lions game. Let's look at the box score. Let's look at the box score. All right, so Sam Darnold threw the ball 22 times. All right. And I'm assuming one's a throwaway because there's only 21 targets here. So it was one was a throwaway. Okay. 7, 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1. All right. So DJ got the bulk of these, which is good. Let's look at another one. All right. Let's look at the Steelers. Well, we know he got a lot on this one because the game got out of hand. All right. Oh, no. He only threw the ball 19 times here. 6, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1. All right. This is good stuff to look at. This is good trends, at least. DJ's on a nice little streak. I'll say that. So he's hot. I'll give him that. Look at the Seahawks. I mean, if you want to ride the hot hand and roll with DJ, I can't be mad at it. Let's look at the Seahawks. All right. Seahawks. DJ Moore didn't get a single catch in this game. The leading target getter was Chenault with 4. DJ got 3 targets, no catches in this game. All right. Sam Darnold threw the ball 24 times. He only had 20. There was only 20 targets total, which means he threw the ball away 4 times. All right. So let's go Broncos. Like I just want you guys to understand the perspective. Darnold only threw the ball 19 times in this game. All right? He threw the ball 19 times. Okay? Moore got the bulk of those targets. So he got a third of those targets. 6, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2. All right? So he got a third of them. So, I mean, based on the trends, I mean, you can take the chance. You know he's going to get at least, when he gets the targets, he's getting at least 6 of them. So, I mean, if you want to take that risk, go for it. I just think if you're expecting a wide receiver 1, that's not enough targets for me. That's just my opinion. Not for a wide receiver 1, but I will say he's been very efficient with his targets. I will say that. That's just my opinion on it. But just keep in mind that that's a concern. Like he could easily not get anything. Mike Evans or Christian Watson? Mike Evans. I mean, if you ain't got a choice, you ain't got a choice. But I just don't think. I think DJ's probably no more than a wide receiver. I think I would play him as a flex. I don't know. Wide receiver 2 is a little too rich for my blood. But that's just me. But when you look at think about the folks that you would play at wide receiver 2, right? Like wide receiver 2. My wide receiver 2 in this league is Devonta Smith. Right? So, so it's about perspective. In this league, my wide receiver 2 is Chris Godwin. I mean, when you look up the scoring leaders, for the season, all right, so we're talking T. Higgins is 11. All right. Brandon Ayuk is 20. DJ Moore is 26, 27. So that's flex. I mean, that's flex guy. I mean, he's on a little hot streak. 3 of his last 4 games, he scored at least 18 points. So I can't be mad at the production. I think, but I mean, if you want to ride the hot hand, I'm not mad at you for doing it, man. There's no shame in that. I've definitely been riding the T.J. Hockenson hand, so there's no shame. Just know that if the game goes sideways, be prepared. That's all. But so the question of the day is going to be, who's the number 1 overall pick next season? Is it Austin Eckler? Is it Christian McCaffrey? Is it Josh Jacobs? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Or is it Justin Jefferson? Or Tyreek Hill? Who are you talking about? Who's it going to be? Travis Kelce is showing once again, that he's worth the first-round pick, though. And don't forget Cooper Kupp. Will he jump back into the first round again like he did this year? Time will tell. But I think this is going to be the pot. These are going to be the guys that's going to go in the first round. Jefferson, Eckler, Hill, McCaffrey, Jacobs. These are your guys. Fun fact, I had Austin Eckler, and I drafted Austin Eckler in my keeper league, and I traded him. Big mistake. Big mistake. I would have been winning mad leagues if I would have done that. All right, where we at? Let's see if we got more questions before I shut down. Keenan Allen for me, man. Keenan Allen for me. Even though Judy's got a good matchup this week, but I'm taking Keenan Allen. Man, I don't know. Flip a coin. Go with the Dallas kicker and tell your commissioner to get rid of kickers. I guarantee 10 points with C-Mac. Yeah, C-Mac had a down day. I'm hoping he balls. I hope he balls against Las Vegas, man, so I can take home this money in the high stakes. Considering what I had to go through this season, man, hopefully I can close this thing out. But I'm going to need like a 150-point day to win. That's why I'm questioning whether or not Minshew's going to be enough for what I need. Because I have a feeling that this game against New Orleans is going to be a slow game. I don't think he's going to score the same amount of fantasy points he did last week. Because last week he scored in standard scoring, he scored 22 points. He ain't gonna score that He ain't gonna score that this week. He'll probably score around 15, which is what I was looking for last week anyway. I only wanted like 10 to 15 points from him. I need more than that this week though, so I'm going after a quarterback. I got a couple quarterbacks in my queue. See if I can get somebody that's gonna give me a little bit more upside than him for this week. I'll let you guys figure out who you think I'm going after in the quarterback spot. Here's the available quarterback. It's a 10-team league, by the way. Here's the available quarterbacks. There's a couple in here that I like. There's about 3 that's got more upside than what I currently have. So yeah. Yeah, I'm going to try to improve upon the defense too. We'll see. I'm going to try to improve upon the defense. I'm going to try to improve upon I think everybody else is going to stay though. I might swap McKinnon, but I don't know if I want to do that quite yet. Because he kind of had a down day. I mean, he did fine. I mean, this is what you expect. But if he didn't get that TD, man, it would have been a rough day. But I can't expect him to get 30 points. So I got to decide what I want. I got to decide if I want to go with a floor guy or if I want to go for the upside with McKinnon. I might have to go with the upside with McKinnon considering that Tyreek Hill won't have Tua. So Hill could have a down day because of that. And especially since he's going up against the Patriots. So it could get interesting how that's going to go. So we'll see. But yeah, I need Hill to. I need somebody. I'm gonna need folks to make up for the lack of no Tua. I think that's gonna hurt. It's gonna take Hill and Waddle down a peg just a tad. I mean, there is a difference between Tua and Teddy Bridgewater. That's true. That it is more upside, but at the same time, the other concern is if the game gets out of hand against Houston, and it's a division game, so you never know, bro. If the game gets out of hand against Houston, they might start running the ball in Jacksonville, and the game's going to be over, and then Trevor's not going to get no love. So that's why I'm like, in the other league where I got to decide between Trevor and Geno, I'm still flip flopping between it because I need the completions, and if the game gets out of hand, then they're not going to run. They're not going to throw the ball anymore. So I gotta figure that out. Potentially, man, Mosert's a good play. Low end wide receiver 2 flex play for DJ Moore for me this week, man. He ain't the only guy. Jared Goff's a good play this week as well. There's a couple other guys. Purdy is interesting this week against Las Vegas. There's a couple other options. And to get that Purdy-McCaffrey combo, you know, he throws a little screen to McCaffrey and he gets a touchdown. Chef's kiss. So, I got options. I got options, guys. I got options. Because the 49ers is about the yak. So, I got options. But I got to fix the defense. I got some options there too. I got some options on the defensive side of the ball as well. I got some players. Change that. Got a few matchups that I can exploit on the defensive side of the ball. Got a couple. Got a few. So we'll see. We shall see. We shall see. But all right, I'm about to shut this bad boy down. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. This has been fun, guys. And with that, we'll do the fantasy Q&A Sunday morning at 11:30 prior to kickoff. Or 11:15-ish prior to kickoff. And I'm out, guys. You have a good one. Pollard or Foreman? Pollard. And on that note, y'all have a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.